Neil, it seems like every time I skim articles on the web or I flip through channels on the TV, someone has something to say about millennials. AKA Generation Y. And the stuff they have to say is not usually very nice.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I always hear a lot of negative things too, like how they're unmotivated or lazy or even apathetic. But I kind of get where that's coming from, though. I mean, look at this picture. Everybody has their nose down, they're staring at a phone or a tablet, nobody's speaking, let alone looking at each other. And clearly, I don't see a lot of work getting done.
Well, as someone who walks the fine line between Generation X and the millennials, I think I'm in a unique position to see things from a bit of a middle ground. I mean, I can relate to baby boomers like my parents, whose philosophy is that success can only be achieved through good old-fashioned hard work. At the same time, though, I sympathize with millennials who are perplexed by the fact that we don't jump at the opportunity to employ technology to help us work smarter, not harder. Neil, I think we have a good discussion started here, and I'd like to welcome everyone who tuned in. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Marcia Conley, a Market Development Manager here at Staring.
And I'm Neil Weber, and we gave our boy Clay the day off. We get a lot of questions here at the Staring AV Meetup coffee break, and we've never gotten a question, what does Clay look like without his shirt, thankfully. But nonetheless, there he is. Today, we're here, though, to help you capitalize on an interactive world.
All right, Neil, let's have a look at that same picture again, but with some added illustration for what I see is going on behind the scenes. I see a group of young workers using smart devices to stay connected to each other. They're sharing, they're collaborating, and they're working fluidly. In many ways, millennials are communicating more rapidly and more efficiently than any other generation before them. But do you know what else I see?
That they're all very stylish, perhaps?
True, but I do have a bit of a wardrobe envy going on, but what I also see is that every single one of them is using a touchscreen device.
You know what, you're right. Now that I think about it, I bet they've used touch devices for so much of their lives in so many different ways that they can't conceive of life without them.
Exactly. Besides their smartphones and tablets, think about how many other touch devices we all come in contact with every single day. They really are nearly everywhere, from the self-checkout at the grocery store to a kiosk at your cell phone retailer. Even the Coca-Cola Freestyle machine at Five Guys Burgers and Fries. That's hundreds of flavor combinations literally at your fingertips, Neil. Hundreds. Has selecting a beverage ever been more fun?
Absolutely never. I love the freestyle machine, but there's got to be a point here somewhere, right?
Yeah, sorry. I got carried away there, daydreaming about bacon cheeseburgers and vanilla Coke. So my point is, millennials encounter touch technology in so many areas of their lives. How can we not expect them to want, if not need it, in their workplace?
I kind of, even Grandpa Weber sees where you're going with this. Expecting a millennial to sit in a traditional conference room, taking notes with a pen and paper, that's got to be like nails on a chalkboard for them. And now I'm starting to make the connection as to why huddle spaces are becoming so popular, too.
I couldn't agree more. Huddle spaces have exploded, and I think the trend is just getting started. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, millennials are now the largest living generation, and as more and more of them enter the workforce, demand for these kinds of spaces is only going to increase.
Well, and dig this, huddle spaces are everything millennials love. They're casual, they're comfortable. You can just pop in whenever you want to have a quick meeting, and all you need to do is bring along a tablet. And this picture kind of says it all. A space like this is so much more inspiring than a stuffy conference room.
I know. It makes meetings look, dare I say, inviting? But here's an even crazier idea. What if all those dry erase boards and panels in this picture could be touch-enabled screens?
Whoa.
Yeah, I'll even raise the stakes. What if you could move things around from screen to screen with a simple gesture, and you could call up documents and programs from your very own computer so that your workflow is completely uninterrupted? Something sort of like this.
Oh man, that sounds and looks incredible. But you're talking about technology they use on CNN. The only types of companies that could hope to afford technology like that are major players worth billions, like oil and pharmaceutical companies, right?
Well, I thought you might say that. So I invited a friend of mine from Layer Logic for backup. Layer Logic has developed a software platform called Atlas, and it's going to change everything. So Neil, meet Justin. Justin, welcome to the AV Meetup Coffee Break. How are you doing on this fine Friday?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
No problem. It's great to have you here. Well, Justin, you heard me telling Neil and our guests a little bit about the Atlas software. I'm already a believer. I'm sold on the idea that your software, when it's paired with the right hardware, will provide a scalable, touch-enabled, collaborative solution for meeting spaces of all sizes, not just the supersized ones with the supersized budgets. Can you help me convince everyone else, though?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Let's start with some basics, like why Atlas is different.
Sure. So Marcia, in the past, touch interactivity has been limited to one PC running full screen at a time on a video wall. Depending on the size of your video wall, you might have to run around like Vanna White just to click on the Windows Start menu or to close an application.
That sounds frustrating.
I know, right? With Atlas, we solved that problem. Plus, we made it possible to show several sources simultaneously on the video wall. Sources are devices like your laptop, whether they be Macs or Windows laptops, or really any video device. Several people can stand at the video wall working together simultaneously on the different sources using Atlas, dynamically controlling what content is displayed and where it's displayed, as well as controlling their laptops through touch, all while their laptops are sitting back on their conference room table.
Okay, so what you're saying is a team of us could be collaborating on, say, an Excel report from my laptop in one window, while correlating and referencing the latest KPIs that maybe we have open in a separate window from a completely different source device. And both of those things can operate simultaneously, right?
Exactly. That's why Atlas is a true in-room collaborative solution. Unlike other solutions, with Atlas you use the workflow you already use today, with software you already own. So there's no need to learn a new way to have a meeting or to upload files days or hours before a meeting begins. Simply bring the laptop you use and plug in to share the latest work that you've created, and your teammates can do the same.
Man, I can't stress enough for our listeners how incredible this all is. These are things that have never been done before. So let's wow everyone some more and show them how easy it is to call up a source.
Absolutely. This I can do. So the Atlas pop-up menu gives you a quick way to control what's shown on your display. You access the pop-up menu by executing a two-finger tap anywhere on the wall. Then the pop-up menu will open near your hand. From there, you can add, remove sources, or even recall presets, which are familiar layouts and content you want to use regularly. And the pop-up menu is accessible from anywhere on the wall, so there's no more running around.
So long, Vanna. Okay, now we have our sources open. So what's next?
Sure, let's talk about what we call touch gestures. With Atlas, anyone can learn how to use the touch gestures within minutes. You can use one finger for pass-through mouse control of any PC source. So really, it's as if the touchscreen were plugged into several PCs at once now. Or you can use two fingers to dynamically control the wall controller. For instance, a two-finger pinch and zoom gesture resizes a window just like you would on a tablet. And holding two fingers over a source and moving your hand repositions that source anywhere on the video wall. And that's important because you want to move the content to where your team's eye level is. And with the zoom gesture, you have the control to make sure even the back of the room can see what you were trying to show. And finally, as more software is written with touch in mind, you are able to turn on multi-touch mode for a source or a pop-up menu. When this mode is on, all touch input is passed directly through to that PC.
I think I'm following you, but can you break it down just a little more for me?
Sure. So in the default mode, a source window will be resized with a pinch and zoom gesture. And in multi-touch mode, that same pinch and zoom gesture is actually an event on the PC. So say you're looking at a Google Maps. You can actually zoom in and out on that map just like you would on a phone. And we haven't seen another solution in the marketplace that can do that today.
Yeah, okay, I get it now, and that's insanely cool. And you're right, I don't know of anything else that can do that. What else should we cover?
Sure, so we should probably quickly touch on the different types of system configurations. In short, Atlas supports whatever display configuration that a DataPath wall controller will drive. We have a simple software wizard that guides you through the steps to get Atlas working for your particular configuration in minutes. And Atlas can work with one or more video walls with one or more touch overlays at a time. It supports both touch overlays that are installed over a large array of display panels, as well as single-unit interactive panels. And you can mix and match different display configurations based on your customer's needs. For instance, you could use Atlas with 2 panels that have built-in touch side by side, or you could have a large video wall on one side of a conference room with a single interactive display on the other side, all with one system.
This might be the thing about Atlas that I am the most excited about. It gives you the freedom to configure a system of any size and scale to fit your needs exactly. And that is what is going to make it possible to bring this technology into all kinds of spaces that we've never considered before.
Exactly. Because systems can be easily configured in a variety of ways, this technology has a home in many markets and verticals. As more and more collaboration spaces are built, this technology will be a critical tool in getting people to quickly come together to work productively by sharing their latest work within a small team. Also, anywhere a story is told, whether it's visualization rooms, control rooms, briefing rooms, in either energy, medical, government sectors, your customers want to tell their stories with touch because it's the interface they're more and more used to working with on their phones and tablets. Atlas is an engaging storytelling platform that works in anything from a huddle room where an entire team is sharing at the wall at once to an executive briefing center where presenters want to look like magicians in front of their audience.
You know, one thing is for sure, everyone has a story to tell, and using Atlas to help tell that story is one powerful way to do it. I think before we know it, Atlas is going to be everywhere.
Absolutely, we sure hope so. Before I send things back to you, Neil, let's do a quick recap. Atlas gives you an intuitive multi-touch control of the entire video wall. Users can dynamically resize and reposition content as well as control their PCs all through touch. Atlas is adaptable for any display configuration, and Atlas is an engaging way to get people working together for true in-room collaboration where teams can get together productively showing off their latest creations so there's no more huddling around a single laptop.
Perfect. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today, Justin. Before I let you off the hook, though, I thought I would share some action shots of the Atlas software. And in case anyone listening wants to connect, a devastatingly handsome face with the name, that's Justin standing at the screen in the picture on the bottom left.
I guess I'm famous now, Marcia. Thanks for letting me join today. I hope everyone found it informative. I and everyone at Layer Logic are here to help if anyone has any questions or can use quoting on a project.
Thanks again, Justin. I have to say, I'm still just as amazed today by Atlas as I was the first time I saw it at Infocom last year. Neil, what do you think?
Well, I think Justin is devastatingly handsome first. I want to say that that's a lot to live up to, but he totally owns it. But I also know that I think right now I want an Atlas set up for my own office right now. I know we started this whole discussion talking about how millennials are going to thrive in the workplace with this kind of technology, but honestly, it's so easy and intuitive. Everybody from any skill level is going to want to use it.
I agree. Millennials will no doubt lead the way. They will be the early adopters, the champions, and everyone else will quickly follow once they experience this easy-to-use solution for themselves. I think it is safe to say our partners will see the middle market explode with demand for solutions like this in the coming years.
And I really love the fact that Stern's going to be able to offer a complete solution package soon that's going to help integrators capitalize on that demand. We already have the data path wall controllers. Soon we're going to have Novo Touch interactive flat panels to offer as well. It's all coming together very nicely.
Very true, Neil. As you mentioned, we already have the data path wall controllers like the IOLite 600. The IOLite 600 is a compact, affordable option for anyone wishing to set up and control just a couple of screens or up to a full-blown video wall of up to 16 screens. And conveniently, the Layer Logic Atlas software can be installed right onto the IOLite. The last piece of the puzzle then is to just add your touch-enabled displays. The Vivitech Novo Touch IFPs that are scheduled to be released in late Q2 will fit that bill perfectly. They'll be available in 4 sizes, 65, 75, 86, and 98-inch. Let me guess, Neil, you'll want the 98-inch for your office, right?
I suppose, until something larger comes along, I can make that work, but I guess. Now, if I understand this correctly, so you'd connect your computers or any other video source for that matter to the IOLite. Then it takes care of pushing the content from the source devices out to the displays. And then as long as you have Atlas installed on the IO-Lite, you can not only use touch-enabled displays, but you can also access and control any of the connected sources, including PCs, through the simple and easy to remember gestures that Justin just showed us, right?
Precisely.
Excellent. Well, I'm sold now too, but I just don't have a whole lot of money right now. But I think we did make a pretty good case for why our partners need to start making moves now to capitalize on the interactive technology boom that's headed our way. Be the innovator for your customers.
I think we have to, Neil. And like it or not, millennials are taking over the workforce. And if companies want to be successful, they will need to find a way to empower them to work to their full capacity. Providing them with the right tools will make all the difference. In case our listeners don't want to take my word for it, though, it might help to know that a major player like Microsoft has done a fair amount of research on the topic. So check this out. They projected that by 2020, millennials will make up half of the global workforce. Because of that, Microsoft decided to conduct a survey to help them discover the secrets for attracting and retaining millennial talent. They ultimately identified just 3 best practices that companies should employ in order to appeal to this important generation. All right, is everyone ready?
Mm-hmm.
Starting from the top. Number 1, foster a culture of collaboration. That's the number 1 attribute for millennials in the workplace. Number 2, invest in a modern workplace. Number 3, live by a strong mission and value system.
Well, that all makes perfect sense, and those 3 tips we can certainly use as all of us go through the hiring process. And after what we've seen and heard here today, we at Starin and our partners are definitely prepared to help companies with numbers 1 and 2 on that list. These next few years are going to be very exciting and a lot of fun.
Indeed they will, Neil. Well, I think that's all I have for you today. So let's get to the part everyone has been waiting for, that $50 gift card giveaway.
I love this part. You know, Marcia, they call Colorado the Square State. I'm going to pause while everybody inserts their own marijuana joke now that I've given them a great line. But our winner of our $50 gift card today is Bruce Michael from, I believe it's Centennial, Colorado. Thanks for joining us today at the AV Meetup Coffee Break, Bruce, and congratulations.
Yes, congratulations, Bruce. And I'd like to take a second to give a big thank you to our special guest, Justin, from Layer Logic.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Great job. And thanks to you, our listeners, for giving us your 20 minutes today to learn more about how you can capitalize on an interactive world. Please remember also to go to our new Synergy Center website to get all kinds of resource materials to help you with whatever kinds of project you might be working on. And check back regularly because we're constantly adding videos, white papers, and other timely articles on all things AV. So for more information, to set up a demo, or to dive deeper into any of our products with a personalized online workshop, please contact your Starin Business Development Manager directly, or you can always email us here at myteam@starin.biz. And if you need any application assistance on a collaboration opportunity, we'd love to have you call us directly, and we'll set up a conference call so we can be certain that your opportunity is fully functional and well supported.
Please join us again on Friday, April 7th for our next AV Meetup Coffee Break. And remember, you can always go to our website to watch our AV Meetup sessions on demand.
You're going to have to go back 1 slide because I forgot to mention the voice you've been hearing is, there was a picture of Marcia, and there she is, on
Thanks,
the left.
Neil.
Of course. Sorry, I forgot that part. Our time is up, though, and we do promise to address any questions that you've typed into the chat window directly. It may be Clay or I or even Marcia that calls you back with your answer. So we're going to see you guys again on Friday, April 7th for our next AV Meetup Coffee Break. Have a great weekend in the meantime.
Until next time, everyone.
So long.